Hey there, gents. Mike Yarbrough here. Welcome back to another Truck Talk Thursday episode here on the Wolf and Iron podcast. I'm glad to be talking to you guys. Man, I'll tell you what, it is springtime as I record this, and my guess is that it will not be springtime as you guys hear this, so this doesn't make a lot of sense, but just to kind of give you an idea of where my mind is as I record this. It's a beautiful spring day, early May, and so I record these things way ahead of time. I just finished up a little coffee at a coffee shop, and I am now getting back into my truck and getting ready to head to the shop. So I'm excited about the day and what's to come. Actually, as this episode releases, which will be many weeks down the road, there will be a lot of exciting new changes that will have taken place with Rustic and Maine and Wolf and Iron. New products will be out and a lot of cool stuff happening. So I'm just looking forward to hearing this episode and realizing that what I said has come true. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, I want to welcome you here to the Wolf and Iron podcast and tell you a little bit about what you're listening to. So I do this thing called Truck Talk episodes, and as it sounds, I'm in my truck, driving around, trying not to have an accident, and just chatting with you guys. And this is sort of a way for me to talk to you guys off the cuff about whatever's on my mind, and to do it in just kind of an unstructured fashion, and really just kind of communicate some things genuinely to you guys with whatever kind of things happen around the truck as well. Sometimes I almost hit dogs and that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. We'll see what's to come. Today I want to talk to you guys about manhood and entrepreneurship and why I think these things go together so well, and why so many men, including myself, are drawn to being entrepreneurs in some kind of way. Maybe that's big. Maybe it means that you want to start a gigantic company that's going to go global and do $1 billion a year. Maybe it means that you want to start a small business that's just going to always be small. Maybe it means that you just work for yourself and really you're just trying to create a job for yourself where you manage your own time and you manage your day. Whatever that looks like for you, a lot of guys are drawn to this. And I'll tell you why I think it's that way. It's really a combination of a couple of things. One, as men, we are designed to be problem solvers. Now, this does not mean that women can't solve problems. They can, and they do. But men are specifically designed in relation to our testosterone and what boosts our testosterone to want to solve problems. As a great poet once said, if there's a problem, I'll solve it. Everybody knows the next line, right? If you don't, I'm sorry, you're a millennial or something like that. But we like to solve problems, and when we solve problems, it increases our testosterone. So this is where men are particularly formulated in our biology to be leaders and to be problem solvers. And this really puts us in a position where we want to see problems that occur in society or things that could be created or built and create solutions for those things. So this is a very entrepreneurial desire in and of itself. Now, you can solve problems all day long working for somebody else, and that certainly occurs as well. But as we grow in our ability to solve problems, we begin to think about, I know how to solve the easy problems. I've been doing that for a few years. Now I want to go solve the big problems, or now I really want to tackle the big thing. As a man, we want to go into the woods, chop down a bunch of trees, and build a cabin, right? And maybe that's where we start. But it starts with using an axe and those kinds of things, using a saw, knowing the process. Once we learn how to build a small little shack in the woods, then it's like, okay, I want to build a mansion, or what could I do with a castle? What about an entire city, right? And not everybody has the same ambition, I get that, but for the most part, men are very drawn to this idea of, okay, I've solved one problem and I know how to do that. What's the next big thing that I can tackle? That's just how we're wired. You add into that this desire and really a lot of growth in leadership. And so in similar ways that men really get a testosterone boost from creating and solving problems, building things, we also do that from a leadership perspective as well. And so a lot of leadership is solving problems, but it's also the ability to inspire other people to do what they're best at, really, and to lead them in a direction by giving them vision. And these things all just, they challenge us, but they all just increase our desire and our vigor for life. And so when you add into the fact that a man who's listening to a podcast like this, and he's reading books, and he's growing through the relationships with other men that he knows, iron sharpens iron, all that kind of stuff. So he's feeding the wolf and he's beating the iron. He's doing those things and he's growing as a leader. You combine that with this desire to solve problems and to build things and to create solutions. You have an entrepreneurial spirit right there. You have someone who has a strong desire to create something that didn't exist before, or to do something better, and to lead people all along the way he's doing that. I think one of the challenges is that, and one of the discouraging things is that we jump into entrepreneurship before we're really ready for the leadership piece of that, before we really understand what our purpose is, what our vision is. There's so many aspects that go into it. And, you know, the diehard entrepreneurs are going to jump into it and they're going to do it anyhow. They're going to learn from their mistakes. And so you do hear stories about the 20-something-year-olds that become an entrepreneur. They have a business that seems to be doing well, and then it just falls apart because of lack of leadership, lack of vision on their part. But they come back, double down their efforts, they learn from their mistakes, and in their 30s and in their 40s and in their 50s, they just absolutely crush it. Oh, guys, I'm driving down the road. I just saw one of these cool, you know how they take a tree and they cut it and they strip all the bark off and then they make like a statue out of it? Not like a totem pole, but well, this one was like a weird hippie-looking guy. It's outside of a brewery. But I saw one of those things. It's like happening as I speak. That's really cool. Okay. Maybe I'll take a picture of it, try to post it with this thing. Anyhow, so guys are, we're just kind of made to be entrepreneurs. That's really what we envision for ourselves. And I think a lot of it is that we get caught up in the day-to-day and the safety net of having a regular job. But I want to encourage you guys to think outside the box, to think, if you could start your own business, what would that look like? Begin thinking about that kind of vision. Many of you already know exactly what you wish you could do, but if you have that idea, so let's say you know that you want to be you want to have a landscaping business, not a manscaping business, that'd be different, but a landscaping business, or you want to have, whatever it happens to be, a manufacturing business. Actually, a friend of mine just opened up his business where it's called Mammoth Machine, and they literally make anything. They got this gigantic CNC machine. They have this engineer that works for them as well, and they can scan in anything. They can 3D model whatever it happens to be, and they just make whatever kind of stuff. And people are coming out of the woodworks like, hey, I need this new piece for my gun, or I need this piece for our cars, or we've got these old machine parts that aren't made anymore for our factory. Can you guys create these for us, right? Whatever it happens to be. And also this guy was a police officer before that. He just quit his job as a police officer for many, many years to do this. Whatever it happens to be, really start to get a vision for that and think about, where could it go? What could it be? How far do you want to take it? And is it something that you'd want to do long term, or is it something that's maybe a 5-year kind of plan where you believe there's opportunity there, and you can get excited about it for a period of time and then maybe sell it and have just a good exit strategy for yourself. Whatever it happens to be, guys, think about what that is. And just know this. As a guy, you are uniquely fitted to the leadership qualities, the leadership aspects, and the problem-solving aspects of being an entrepreneur. You know, guys, I love talking about this subject, and I know we've got some great entrepreneurial minds over at our Wolf and Iron community. So if you haven't become a member of our free Facebook group, head over to wolfandiron.com/the-group. That'll take you over to our Facebook page, and there'll be a few questions for you to answer there just to make sure you're a good fit. And look, these are the kind of things that we love to talk about over there. People post ideas all the time, questions about, hey, I've got this business thing that I want to do. Should I make the leap or should I not? What are the things that I need to consider before I do this? Those are the exact kind of things we're talking about, plus fatherhood and being a good husband, growing as a man, a lot of good conversation taking place over there. So head over to wolfandiron.com/the-group, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Until the next Truck Talk Thursday, have a good week. I'll talk to you later.